Welcome back to The Takeout. It's primary day tomorrow in Texas. Ed O'Keefe joins us from Waco, not Austin, but Waco. Ed, take it away.
Major, this is like Christmas Eve for those of us who are paid to cover politics. It all begins tomorrow here, deep in the heart of Texas. We used to be led by a Texan who liked to say things like, this race is closer than a too-tight bathing suit on a too-long car ride back from the beach. On both sides of the aisle, Dan Rather would be correct. Let's start with the Republicans. John Cornyn is a four-term U.S. Senator seeking a fifth. He is warning his supporters not to be complacent, that if they don't show up, either of his conservative opponents, Ken Paxton, the Attorney General, or Wesley Hunt, the Houston area congressman, could win. Listen to his warnings.
I know Republicans voters, and as I said earlier, really it's a question of who bothers to show up. If only the most radical people show up in the primary, then I think that's going to be a challenge. If we get a broad spectrum of Republican voters to turn out in the primary, I'm optimistic about the outcome.
Now, both of Cornyn's opponents saw those comments to CBS News and have been sending them out to their supporters today over social media, even on text messages. Ken Paxton here in Waco a little while ago responded to Senator Cornyn. Here's what he had to say.
Talk about Republican voters as radical in some segment of that. I mean, I think he did that at the convention when he got booed by about 10 to 12,000 Republican delegates. These people are not radical. They love the Constitution. They want their freedom. They want a senator to go up there and fight for them. He has not done that. This idea that somehow these people are radical, they're God-fearing, great Americans who love Texas and who love this country.
Now, Congressman Wesley Hunt makes the ideological and generational arguments against Senator Cornyn, saying simply he's been in public office too long.
You see, John Cornyn is one of two Republican incumbents that the president has not endorsed. And I can tell you that if the president would have endorsed anybody when I waited 8 months to get into this race, I wouldn't be here right now. And so
if he'd endorsed John Cornyn, you would have stayed
in the very beginning. Of course I would have.
Now, remember, the rules here in Texas require you to get 50 plus 1% in order to win. If that doesn't happen in a three-way race, at least two of these contenders could be headed to a runoff in late May. So Democrats see an opening, not only because of that crowded Republican race and the possibility that a conservative who can't win statewide gets the nomination, but also because this state's been changing. But you got two Democrats on the ballot down here, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Dallas and James Tallarico, a state lawmaker from Austin, who's also a seminarian. He argues to us Democrats should extend a hand to Republicans and independents. We talked to him in San Antonio.
I was raised by working parents who worked overtime to provide for me. And, I remember them telling me that the Democratic Party fights for the people. And we're not all, in recent years, the National Democratic Party has lost that kind of fight. I think in 2026, you're going to see a new generation of leaders stepping up to take our party back to its working class roots like we remember from the New Deal, the Great Society, or the Affordable Care Act.
Does it mean being entirely opposed to the president?
No, I think it's working with anyone and everyone to help working people. Again, the fight is not left versus right, it's top versus bottom. So whoever wants to join us in taking power back from the billionaires and bringing that power back to our communities, I'm going to work with them, whoever they are.
Despite our best attempts, we did not get to chat with Congresswoman Crockett. She argues this is going to be about women, new younger voters, and black voters showing up to support her. Democrats have tried for years to try to get black voter turnout in this state up. They've never succeeded, at least in the last 32 years or so. Major, the 2026 campaign season begins on Tuesday, and it begins in a big way here in Texas.
And you got to get to 50%. If you don't, you have to go to a runoff, and the runoff might be next for the Republicans.
We'll be
indeed.
Back.
Ed O'Keefe, I didn't know if you were going to get all those sound bites in the time allotted. You most certainly did. Brilliantly well done. It's Christmas in March for Ed O'Keefe, and I'm very happy for that. Tune in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be anchoring special primary night coverage right here on CBS News 24/7.